What's up, guys? So you've talked about invasive species and competition, but I want to take it a step further. So first, I'm going to talk about exploitation and interference. 2, competitive trade-offs. And 3, how invasive species might be exempt from those trade-offs. So first, let me ask you a question. Who's been to a football game where the refs call a foul? If you plan on going to NC State, you should probably get used to it. But more specifically, let's talk pass interference. This is a foul where a player interferes with a eligible receiver's ability to make a fair attempt to catch a forward pass. Even though this is a foul in football, the same concept applies to interference competition in nature. If there's a limited resource available, one species can interfere with another to prevent them from gaining access to this resource. On an individual level, it requires size and agility, and on a group level, it requires sheer numbers. The more, the merrier. The other competition interaction is exploitation. Think of it in terms of football again. This is equivalent to an interception. The offensive team throws the football, and the defense catches it instead. He runs the opposite direction with intent to make a touchdown for his own team. Exploitation competition relies on the individual to find the food and the team to obtain the resource before their opponents. So together, exploitation and interference can work simultaneously in exploitation-interference trade-off. This is due to species investing in one or the other. They have to specialize in one, and then it reduces the success of the other. Think of this trade-off as the struggle before the summer. Do you want a beach bod or do you want an entire pizza to yourself? There's a trade-off there, just as there is an exploitation-interference competition trade-off. So, however, there is those very few people that can have their cake and eat it too, which everyone hates. They can eat an entire pizza and still seem beach ready all year long. These people are what you would call invasive species. They don't play by the same rules as native species, which make them exempt from this exploitation-interference trade-off. But why? Well, back in their native habitats, they co-evolved with natural enemies, which kept their populations in check. Without these natural enemies, their populations can grow to enormous sizes. With this enormous size, they can overpower an area and outcompete native species. So, interference is stopping the opponent before they get to the resource. Exploitation is intercepting the resource. You have to pick between one or the other, but this trade-off doesn't apply to invasive species, which makes them competitively unstoppable. Until next time.